I think I was gonna post like my ultimate theory about what I think is gonna happen in Rebirth to Aerith. Remember that spoilers video I had out on YouTube, like spoilers discussion video I had, where it's just like the knowledge of the ancients is literally that. It's not like we're using the records of the ancients. It's not anything physical. It's the ability to see like all things like past, present, future at the same time. Like all different possibilities of like, this is what this world would look like if this event happened or whatever. So it's like Aerith sees that all at the same time, I think. Because yeah, it's like thinking about like the Cetra, I think they discovered the ability to harness the planet's like lifeblood in a life stream to create essentially what would be known as magic. The magic isn't a small thing in Final Fantasy VII. It's massive because it's like, it funnels into like everything. It's like you're literally harnessing like the power of the planet and you're making fucking summons and shit. So yeah, I don't think the knowledge of the ancients is like Aerith is communing with the Cetra. I think it's just like Aerith knows everything that every single Cetra knows at any point. It was like that thing when, remember Aerith when she was like at the end of the first game and she was like, you don't belong here. You're wrong. It's like talking to Sephiroth. It's like, you're not even the right Sephiroth. Who the fuck are you? Get out of here. This isn't, she's like, this isn't how it's supposed to go. This isn't like what I was shown. And she's like, I already lived through this part and I need to redo it again. Why are you cheating, you scummy fuck? Save scum! Why is Sephiroth save scumming? Why? Should I give a hint at what my spoilers and speculations is? But okay. So here's what I think's gonna happen. Cloud's going to kill Aerith, and I think that's going to happen. It's based off of a really old Reddit post a long time ago, back when people were speculating that Cloud is suffering from some kind of like schizophrenic disassociation where like Zack never actually existed. And it's just like he's just using this embodiment of a person who didn't even exist to take over his place and be like, you know, it's a survival mechanism for all the trauma that he went through and stuff, okay? And Zack will witness it, yeah. I think a lot of the scenes that we're seeing, like, you know that in the trailer when you've got Cloud jumping into the air with his sword held backwards above his head and he's like gonna smash it down on Sephiroth, the bit where Sephiroth stabs straight through Aerith. I think it's actually Cloud that's going to be doing that. I don't even think Sephiroth's there. For all we know, Sephiroth's not even ever has been real, ever. You know, it could just be it could be Jenova just making him be there and he's not actually there at all. I mean, a lot of these... Soldier has Sephiroth's genes, but also has Jenova's genes inside of them, right? What's Jenova known for? Will literally show you the people you love the most and fear the most. Just illusions. Literally transforms itself into anything. She can do that. She's like otherworldly fucking parasite monster thing. So, yeah. And people speculated back then as well, like along the lines of that Reddit thread that I was talking about as well. They speculated that the whole scene with like Aerith just sitting there praying, and it was like almost like she knew why she was going there and she'd already seen what was going to happen. And when the camera shifts to look at Cloud, it's like, it just seems like, I know it's back in the day, the graphics were a bit weird, but just seems so calm about it. And then it'd be like, why does Sephiroth even need to do this? Like, you didn't even try to stop him, you're just literally watching him descend from the fucking ceiling, man. Just stab straight through her. And then like, you know, no one else was around at the time. Kind of looked like Cloud might have fucking killed her. Because if it's either Sephiroth or Jenova like confusing it, I think Cloud thinks she's attacking Sephiroth and it's not, it's just Aerith. It's just all up until that point. Every single time that we keep seeing the scenes, especially in Remake, and it's always like Sephiroth just being like, he's not actually even there. And that's like the clone degradation thing that's happening too at the same time. Even like when Cloud has to go, like you go get treated for it eventually as Cloud, but like you go, there's even like the doctor's place that you go to. I forgot what the place is called. I think it starts with a H, where you've got all the other black robe dudes who are the clones and stuff that are trying to get to Reunion. Like they're all soldiers that have suffered from that degradation and everything. Just curious how much Zack is in the game. Well, yeah, because it's kind of like how the Nomura bullshit is just like, maybe we're actually in the main timeline and the other timeline was like a version that the Cetra was trying to like show Aerith. It's like, this is what you need to stop. Even though eventually like the outcomes were still good. Like, you did save the planet. You did save the planet, but your Aerith ends up dying. So, but that's... The thing is, I think maybe like that sequence of events needed to happen because Aerith needed to get into the live stream, so she actually had to die. But then, I don't know, if when Sephiroth died, I think he might have fallen into the live stream too, so he gets the restart abilities as well. And that's why he knows the same shit Aerith knows. She needs to die because she's too OP. She kind of is. Yeah, that's my theory. She has to die. It's gonna be crazy if she lives. Like, that's the only, like, everyone's just thinking that that's gonna be the ultimate event. That would be like, this is the thing that they have to change if they're gonna change anything. But I don't think they're gonna change that. It's gonna be something else. Something else is going to be like the big reveal. The big, like, gotcha moment. As someone who's never played the original, would Aerith survive being a bigger moment than her dying? Like, what are people hoping that happen? Yeah, Aerith surviving would be much bigger than her dying, I reckon. It's because her death spurs on Cloud, basically. And it's sort of like, it breaks him in a way, and then he has to like sort of find himself again, like the real him. Like all the revelations about him like being a clone, and him basically taking on the persona of like Zack to get by or whatever. And all the stuff he thought was true was just all a fucking lie. He doesn't even really know who he is, except for like Tifa does know who he is. Like Tifa's probably the one person that has like seen and known the real Cloud for the longest. So there's also that, because you've also got the love triangle dynamic that would happen if she continued being alive. Except, you know, in Remake, and I think what's going to happen in Rebirth too, like I really think they are pushing more for like Aerith is just not emotionally invested or attached to Cloud that way, because Zack is like still on her mind, and in some other world it's still existing, he's still alive. So I reckon they're really pushing more for Tifa this time. It's another indicator that I think Aerith is going to die, because you've already got your romantic interest in Tifa. I really think it's part of getting her into the live stream and to be able to summon, well, she basically, she blocks Meteor, doesn't she, with Holy? It's Aerith who's doing that from inside of the live stream, like dead. Like she has to get in there. I don't think there's anyone else who can use Holy. Sounds like it'd be cool if the party has to end up killing Aerith. She goes fucking crazy. She could do. Because that's the other speculation, it's just that I don't think Aerith is actually Aerith. I'm not entirely sure if it's like Jenova that's been like inserted into the party, and Jenova's like, I'm gonna fuck you over this time. I'm gonna be right here with you the whole way. I know everything you're doing now because I'm following you, because this is a fucking doppelganger. This is my little puppet. This isn't actually Aerith. She knows too much because I know too much. I know everything. That dirty fucking sausage. Yeah, what, any time you're like looking at Aerith, I'd like you to just look at her and speculate. It's like, is she really acting like Aerith? Is she? What do you think? Is Tifa really Tifa? Is Tifa's tits really real? I'll have to feel them. I'll have to give him a little grope. Jenova's a better Aerith than Aerith is. Don't debate me on that. Jenova makes a better Aerith than the real Aerith. Real Aerith is like, guys, you literally didn't even notice that that's like fucking Jenova. Because maybe that can also, look, we're really on like the Reddit rat like fucking sub thread of conspiracy shit tying together all this lore stuff. Maybe that makes sense why Cloud kills her, if it's not Sephiroth. Or maybe Sephiroth is actually trying to be the good guy this time, and he's like, that's Jenova, and just stabs her while she's praying, you know? Could tie things together neatly. We'll see how close I am getting. I don't know if like it could be like just literally jump scare us with the fucking massive revelation right out the door, you know? It's like there's death. first hour. First hour, Aerith tripped over a rock and died.